Hi, my name is Faith, and I selected the recipe coconut gujia from the country Fiji. I chose Fiji in the recipe because I wanted to learn about a new food culture that I am not familiar with at all. I have never been to Fiji or had any Fijian food, so I thought it would be cool to give it a try and learn in the process. The specific recipe caught my attention because it is a sweet appetizer and it has coconut, which I absolutely love. Fiji has an incredibly interesting and diverse food culture. The first thing I found the most interesting was how big of a part seafood plays in their diet. Given that they're an island, it makes a lot of sense, but I did not know there are so many ways to cook, serve, and eat fish without getting tired of it. The second thing I found extremely interesting is what we would call an earth oven. To Fijians, they call this a lovo. To sum it up, they put rocks in a fire until they are extremely hot. From there, they place their food wrapped in banana leaves into the pit of heat, covering it with other leaves and debris to trap the heat in it and cook their food. Lastly, the third interesting thing I found was how their food is not only delicious, but is extremely good for you. The combination of herbs they use helps all parts of your body, whether it's your cardiovascular system, your immune system, or your brain. They take a holistic approach, essentially using their food as a medicine. Going back to our recipe, coconut gujia is typically eaten whenever. It's not a main dish because it's a pastry, but is treated as an appetizer. It's unique to Fijian culture because originally coming from India, their pastries were filled with solid milk, dried fruit, and sugar. Reflecting on the island's influence, however, Fijians made theirs with coconut, sugar, and sometimes cardamom. It's then prepared in the earth ovens like talked about earlier. For the most part, I have the recipe the exact same. I just was not sure where I would be able to access ghee or cardamom, so I substituted them for ingredients I would have at my house. For the ghee, I used regular butter, and for the cardamom, I used a combination of cinnamon and nutmeg. Could I have changed it to make this appetizer healthier? Yes, but with every single recipe in the entire world, there are always health benefits and health risks that come with the recipe and ingredients themselves. Although it is a simple recipe, a lot of the ingredients actually go deeper to work with each other, whether it's positive or negative. 3 main ingredients that follow this are coconut, canola oil, and cashews. Starting with coconut, its main nutrients are dietary fiber and medium-chain triglycerides, also known as MCTs. These MCTs help energy levels and brain function and are less likely to be stored as fat. The fiber also helps with digestive health and regulates blood sugar levels. On the flip side, however, coconut is extremely high in saturated fat. Consuming it in large amounts or eating too many gujias can contribute to elevated LDL cholesterol in some people. The next ingredient is canola oil. Although it's not necessarily in the recipe, it is used to fry the gujias in. The nutrients in canola oil are omega-6 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats. These monounsaturated fats can promote heart health, however, deep frying at high temperatures can produce harmful compounds, leading to increased risk of cardiovascular disease. For our last ingredient, cashews' nutrients include magnesium, healthy fats, and plant-based protein. Having magnesium, cashews are great for nerve function, muscle control, and blood sugar regulation. They also help lower LDL cholesterol and promote heart health. Learning about the Fijian culture told me a lot about how different countries are, especially learning about how their food is also used as a medicine to them because of how healthy it is. Obesity is so common in the United States, it's almost as if it's normalized because we have all of this processed and unhealthy stuff that we put into our bodies and call it food. If it's not nutritioning our bodies, why is it allowed to be made? After trying my gujias, they actually turned out absolutely delicious. I do, however, wish I made the dough differently and blended it a little bit better, and then I made the circles a little bit bigger so they weren't as messy in trying to get the filling in. However, I will be making it again.